drop it.
The Fara 83 came into Warzone with Cold War Season 2, and you can still unlock it by scoring 2 headshot kills in 15 different matches with assault rifles. A fast firing assault rifle, the Fara 83 boasts some really solid damage output and is still an absolutely viable assault rifle. If you're new to the Fara or need a refresher, we've got you covered with this Fara 83 guide. The update following Warzone Season 5 Reloaded targeted a number of popular weapons, including the Fara 83. The assault rifle's time to kill speed was faster than devs intended, so they reduced its maximum damage from 29 down to 25, along with its minimum damage from 25 to 23. It's not all bad news, however, as the weapon did receive buffs to head, neck and upper torso multiplier, and as a result, the Fara 83 rewards players with high damage as long as you can land your accurate shots. The actual damage profile of the weapon is within 27 meters, 39 damage to the head, 30 to the neck, 27 to the chest, and 25 to the stomach and extremities. Outside of 27 meters is 35 to the head, 27 to the neck, 25 to the chest, and 23 everywhere else. This additional headshot damage shows just how much of a difference being accurate can make. A fully plated enemy will go down in 7 to 8 shots if head and neck shots are achieved, but this becomes 10 shots if the bullets only hit stomach and extremities. With the lack of recoil on this weapon, if you can focus on hitting the upper target, you'll be rewarded with some kills coming faster than you would expected and faster than your enemies can react. However, if you fail to hit the headshots, you may find yourself getting frustrated as your enemy escapes with only hit markers, and you may be cursing why you hit so many more shots than you did on the last kill and still didn't manage to get the enemy down. This damage profile, with the variance in the number of bullets it takes to kill, does make the weapon feel a little bit inconsistent. That said, the recoil pattern of the weapon is excellent, particularly when you use the class I will suggest later. The weapon has almost no vertical or horizontal recoil, so how this weapon performs almost solely relies on your own skill. Be warned, if you thought low recoil makes a weapon low skill, the Fara disagrees, as you need to take advantage of the low recoil to hit those precious headshots. Especially if you consider the damage to other low recoil weapons, such as the Growl, which deals 3 more damage to the head and to the body, whilst also having very negligible recoil. This shows how you need to prioritise making the most of that accuracy with the Fara to beat other weapons in the game. So, onto the custom class, a screenshot of which will be shown at the end of the video. The first attachment is the agency suppressor. As well as keeping you off the minimap when firing, it also grants an additional 10% range and 25% bullet velocity at the cost of 25 milliseconds ADS. It also reduces recoil, vertical recoil, by 5%. There's no reason not to use this, as the ADS penalty is so minor compared to the multitude of advantages given. The barrel I went for was the Spetsnaz RPK barrel, which is excellent for accuracy as it reduces vertical and horizontal recoil by 10%. In addition, you're granted 35% better range and 50% bullet velocity at the cost of a very tiny 21 milliseconds ADS. You also lose 30% hipfire accuracy and a few minor movement speed reductions. Though it's worth noting that all these penalties are not egregious when compared to other weapons, such as the Growl, where the Archangel barrel adds a massive over 70 milliseconds and worsens hipfire by 80%, and doesn't have the advantages of reducing the recoil. Therefore, the RPK barrel on the Fara is a no-brainer. For the scope, I've elected to use the axial arms 3 times. The ADS penalty for this is 17 milliseconds, and this scope gives us the necessary magnification to identify targets at long range, whilst also further decreasing vertical and horizontal recoil by 10%. For the underbarrel, I've selected the Spetsnaz grip. For some minor movement speed penalties, this reduces vertical recoil by 7% and horizontal bounce by 15%. It also actually increases our sprint speed by 3%. This makes the weapon an absolute laser at long range, as when combined with the barrel, the suppressor and the scope, we have reduced vertical recoil by 28% and horizontal bounce by a massive 31% on a weapon that was already fairly accurate. My final attachment is the magazine. For solos or duos, I prefer the 45 round magazine. This gives me enough round to down and finish targets at range, and 2 targets at medium or short range. The only penalty for this is a 0.27 seconds reload time, so there's no further ADS penalty, which means the weapon will perform much snappier as you'll be able to get it up and firing a lot quicker. However, in squad modes like trios or quads, I would switch this to the Spetsnaz 60 round magazine, which comes with a 54 millisecond ADS penalty, but you then get the necessary amount of rounds for multiple opponents. The result of this build is a super accurate Pharah that can inflict maximum damage up to 40 meters. The bullet velocity is also pushed up to over 1100 meters per second. This means that you won't have to lead shots as much at long range, and you can laser down opponents wherever they may be. This, however, on both counts, is lower than the Growl I've used in previous comparisons. However, what you do get from the Pharah over the Growl is non-existent recoil. Whilst the Growl's negligible, the Pharah has literally 0 recoil. You also get faster movement speed, quicker reloads, and better hip fire, which means you can feel a little bit more comfortable using this at a normal range. I would pair this weapon, as with most primaries, with an SMG that can deliver at close range. I've recently enjoyed both the Lapper and the Owen gun, but any other meta SMG will be a good choice. Now into the gameplay that's been playing in the background. I have an 18 kill solos game featuring the Pharah and showcasing almost all the ranges which the weapon can be used. I'll be giving a final review on the weapon at the end of the video. I really hope you enjoy the gameplay.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply. Contact! Gas moving in.
Recon flyover.
UAV entering the AO.
There, going in.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Does anyone want this?
Gas is closing in. Positive ID on the bounty target. Sort them out.
I'm off this way. Request recon flyover.
Down. Well done.
I'm off this
Copy.
way.
Advanced UAV entering the AO. Scanning for hostiles.
Gas is inbound. Marking the safe zone. Sending team in motion. Stay alert.
Does anyone want this? There,
Be
going in.
advised, advanced UAV is bingo fuel. Returning to base.
Vendor here if you need equipment.
Gas is inbound.
entering the AO. Scanning for hostiles.
There, going in.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. Be advised, UAV is bingo
Target
fuel.
spotted.
RTB for resupply.
I'm off this way.
Now it's a ghost town. Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone. Less than 10 enemies remain. Enemy UAV overhead. Closing in. Enemy launcher.
There, going in.
Five left. Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. Enemy loadout drop on the way. Losing ground. Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone. Take cover.
Driving up in. I'm driving up in.
Secure the win next time. I hit a fire.
So, as you can see there, unfortunately we didn't get the win, as the game kind of screwed me over a little bit with not picking up the armor box initially and putting me in the car, giving away my position to the third enemy. And then once again, when trying to pick up the shields, putting me back in the same car. So again, I couldn't plate up. So unfortunately, what would have been probably a 20 kill win, unfortunately became an 18 kill third place. But that's sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Anyway, the Fara. I actually found the Fara to be extremely surprising. I thought, looking at the stats, that it was going to be worse than the Grau. And I gave the Grau, I think, a 6 or a 7. I actually think the Fara, when being used, actually does feel a lot better than the Grau. The absolute laser-like accuracy makes it so easy to pick people off in almost any range. At long range, you can easily hit your shots, and at close range, you can deliberately aim for the head. So I definitely think that the Fara is more enjoyable to use, personally. I also prefer the reticle on the Cold War scopes. So overall, I'm going to rate this probably around the same as what I gave the Kilo, although I'd say the Kilo is very, very slightly better in my opinion. But I'll probably give this a 7 or 8 out of 10. But either way, it's definitely worth picking up again if you have it unlocked, and giving it another try, because it's definitely usable in Caldera, and I really enjoyed getting the gameplays with this. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please drop a like, please subscribe to see more, as I will be continuing to produce these gun guides. One, for example, the Bruin with a 25 kill game will be coming up soon. Anyway, if you do subscribe, thank you very much, and I hope to see you on the next video.